are you doing, Posh Fams? Welcome back to my channel, Posh Cat Eyes Unfiltered. And welcome back to episode 28 commentary of Married at First Sight Australia. Guys, I keep saying this, it is one episode too many for the week. So this is a little bit later than usual for me uploading this a particular episode, which was the dinner party that happened a few nights ago. But again, I'm just gonna ride the course. We've got a few more episodes to the end of season 10. So let's just get on as slow as I can. And apologies if it comes really late for you. First things first though, guys, we are growing. And I just need to acknowledge my new subs. Thank you for subscribing. Seriously, thank you so much for coming on board the Posh fam. I do appreciate your show of support. Come through my playlist, see what I have there that would entice and excite you and keep you on this channel. Now to the existing Posh fams, my ride or dies. Thank you guys for staying on the course with me. Thank you again. I am very appreciative. Do not forget to like, comment again, and share this channel with your friends so that we can grow and grow and grow. And so let's get into the commentary of tonight. It was the dinner party that sure was an eye-opener for a lot of us. And that was because it was very revealing in its own right. We saw a lot of the cracks that existed in most of the relationship. Now, the relationship, you would think because we're getting to the end, these guys will be all lovey-dovey, solidifying where they are at in this experiment. However, it's been the reverse, in that they are now a little bit nervous because the outside world awaits their entrance, and they don't know what to do with themselves, let alone with their partner that they found on this show. And so it sort of imploded. And I do not know how many will survive the final commitment ceremony, guys. I guess we just have to wait for the final commitment ceremony to then make that decision for ourselves to say, yes, this left, these are no longer together. But I can really call it from my vintage point. I can actually say, these people don't end up together. They will not be going the 9 yards. There's no way. Now, before we get into the dinner party proper, we see Harrison and Bronte, as usual, up to their antics. Okay? We know Bronte walked off the girls' night out not wanting to face any more of the confrontation or the argument that was ensuing between the girls. And then this morning or whatever, as they prepared for the dinner party, Bronte is literally now wanting to get reassurance or clearance, or I don't know what this girl wants. She confronted Harrison. Yeah, I want to know where you are at, because the girls are always saying we are fake. This relationship is fake. I am doing too hard. I am doing too much. What are you bringing to the plate? Where are you sitting on? Where are you at? And I really cannot tell you the answers that Harrison did, because Harrison is very good with his words. And so he just goes around in circles, not exactly addressing what was going on. But he felt that for Bronte to be questioning where he is at shows the mistrust, the inconsistency that he has always been talking about. All of a sudden, Bronte started crying. She was exhausted. Harrison again turned on her right in front of her eyes, started gaslighting her. And she literally had enough and said she wasn't going to go into the dinner party, or she wasn't going to the dinner party to face yet another questioning from the group. And she was pretty much ready to go home. And we saw her having her personals saying, I want to go home now. In my head, okay, maybe by the final commitment ceremony, it might just be Harrison by himself on the couch. And I was looking forward to that. But at the end of this, I'll probably tell you, because we do get a snapshot of what's to come at the final commitment ceremony. So from our vintage point, it was clear Harrison was going to be walking in alone for the dinner party tonight. And that was exactly what I was expecting. Lindal and Cameron, these two just could not see each other. They didn't want to even be in the same space together. The ride to the dinner party was so tense, you could cut the air with a knife. Now, first to walk into the dinner party our good old mates here, Ollie and Tani. Now, these two have been going on strong. Nothing seems to have shaken them this far. And kudos to their hard work. The experiment hasn't really done anything for these two. They have just come on this show knowing that this is what they want, being honest with themselves and giving it a red hot crack. And it's proven. Their commitment to each other, their commitment to the experiment, their devotion to each other, the honesty, it just looks good for them. Next up, Evelyn and Rupert. Now, these two, I'm still going to refer to Evelyn as the accountability officer here because as far as we can see, the relationship looks good. That's as far as we can see. And the reason why I'm saying this is because Evelyn has not for 1 second focused on her relationship. Her presence on this show is to stir the pot, get in the heads of other people, be in the front and center of all the drama, all the chaos, all the arguments, all the confrontations, all the revelations. That is her role. And she has played it 110%. Credits to her. As far as the relationship go, I really can't say much. They appear to be happy. We're going to find out come the final commitment ceremony if they stay together. But I can break it to you that they pretty much exit the show, together. And, it is looking pretty for them. Next up, to walk in hand, and guys, just wait for this, is Duncan and Alyssa. And I'm like, what is this? With the same Alyssa facial expression. What is going on? They are walking in hand in hands. Like, who else watched a couple episodes back where this girl pretty much didn't want to be in the same space with this guy? So what has happened? Like, why didn't we watch the intervention? Like, how are they together? They pretty much seem very happy. And I am not going to comment any further because I think these two are another amateur actors faking it for the longevity of their stay on this experiment. Because there's nothing about these two that says we are in love. Yeah. Nothing about these two that says we are in love. Next up to walk in, Lyndal and Cameron. Now, of course, we all know there's tension between these two. They walk in hand in hand and it seems they are happy together. We're going to uncover more about them as the dinner progresses. And the man of the hour walked in by himself, Harrison. No surprise there. And as soon as he sat down, everyone wanted to, find out what's going on. And he was like, I really don't feel like talking. I don't, want to address this. I was, as they were trying to grill him further, the last couple walked in, Melinda and Leyton. Again, there was a lot of tension between them. I mean, following the partner swap situation, it didn't seem like anything has been resolved because the body language from their entrance, even though they were together, showed they were not together. And as soon as they got into the group setting and the group dynamics, the question again bounced back to Harrison, wanting to know, where is Bronte? Where is Bronte? Where is she? And Harrison's like, I am not Bronte's keeper. Can you guys give me a break? In fact, I need some wine. Let me grab a drink. There's one thing I'm going to give Harrison for. As far as the biggest douchebag I've ever seen on this experiment, dude has played the camera well. We need to give it to him. The bulk of the drama has actually come from him. He stirred the pot, rattled a lot of feathers. Not even the experts were spared from his, dagger. So he has played his part very well. And after a few drilling, I'm gonna have to before the dinner, there's always someone that comes in to announce that dinner is served. Let's take a look at this guy's beard, because that was the one thing that caught me. As he announced that dinner was served for the couples, to proceed to the dining area. It was so funny. I'm not even sure if they ate, because as soon as they sat down, Evelyn, wanted to propose a toast. Whatever toast she proposed didn't go down well. And Alicia, the one to talk, the hypocrite in our midst, wanted to know what was going on. And Melinda, again, they all, this time, we're not letting you go. Harrison, you definitely going to tell us what is happening with your girlfriend. Where is Bronte? And then he finally answered and said, yeah, she is not here. I do not know where she is, but she's not here. As far as I know, the relationship is pretty much over. I will be writing leave at the final commitment ceremony, and that's that. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Now, just as people were trying to grill him, it then went straight to Lindell and Cameron, because we all know the tension existed between them. Lindell straight up brought up the conversation about his work. Now, if Lindell is talking, you would think this guy is a miner. Because I only know mine are the ones, that fly in and fly out, have this very long, extended stay out of their home space. He pretty much said, well, my work is very important to me, and so I am going to be working very remotely. Now, he lives in Darwin, right? I don't know if there's a mine in Darwin, but I think from my layman's perspective, I don't think there's any mine in Darwin. But for him, there's a mine in Darwin. Even though he's a tradie, he's going to be remote from 2 weeks to 6 months to a year. He wasn't even conscious. He wasn't even sure of the timing. And the questions came from Ollie. If you were, in love, or if the stakes were this high, would you move? If you were in love, what was the deal? Like, why were you even here? Because that's part of the point. The reason for us being here is to be flexible, to be considerate. He was like, I'm all for myself. He said it flat out. My work is most important to me, and I'm not taking it for granted. Melinda was like, okay, so when you came on the show, we were all asked a question. Are you willing to move? What was your answer? He didn't really answer, but he just said, pretty much, I said I would move. So that tells us I would move for love, but I am not in love with you, Lindell, so I'm not moving. And don't bother moving because I'm not going to be around. So in a nutshell, the relationship is over. He trying to be diplomatic about it, not saying it straight. The relationship is pretty much over. I looked at poor Lindell. I'm like, why would the producers do this to this? And that was the first thing I said when they were paired. I said, this girl has got very high medical needs. She being paired with someone that lives in the bush, it's not going to work. Not going to work. And I think Cameron cannot deal with her medical needs. And he stayed on the show. I don't know if he was a celebrity because he's going to be living in the bush areas of Darwin. There is no celebrity status there. There's no celebrity there that he's, looking to be. So why is he here? He was probably here for the limelight or the notoriety the show is going to give him. And the added bonus was if he found someone that he liked, which he has found. And that person is not Lindell, but Taylor. Okay? So he's not willing to move. Lindell is willing to move, but he doesn't want her to move because the relationship is done. And I fell for the poor girl because it's not going on anywhere from here. I can't wait for the final commitment ceremony because the expert has actually got a lot to say. Now, if you guys are evaluating this individuals for the experiment, it should be fair on them to say, let's pay these people for their needs, not for our own benefits and financial gains. Because that's exactly what production has done. Broken this poor girl's heart. Make her the most miserable on the show now. Because they paired her with an immature, ungrateful man who really doesn't even know what he wants. The focus then turned on to Melinda and Layton. Now we know what happened from the couple swap. And Layton tried to explain his side and how his morals did not allow him, participate in the challenge. But he did try to do some of the tasks, but he did not participate in the challenge. And that did not sit right with Melinda. The group ridiculed him and he got very defensive. And there was a lot of back and forth again, with a lot of argument from what we already know. You're not excuse me, listening to me. And Layton is like, this is my feelings. I'm entitled to have my feelings and not just you. There's two people here. And Melinda is like, you have to also listen to me. I honestly just went back and forth. There was no resolution. Harrison was so happy to watch these people implode. And Melinda was, when she couldn't get her way, she got up and walked off. And her minions rallied around her, giving her a hug. And Layton is now considering and debating if he wants to, proceed with the relationship outside of the experiment. Because according to him, they've got very strong personalities and they are both clashing. And it is not healthy to have a relationship outside the show. His goal is to have kids in 5 years. And he doesn't want to bring kids in a dysfunctional relationship. Good on you, Layton. I do hope that two of you have a sit down with the experts and maybe seek some more external help from your parents, because your parents both support the two of you, to get the perspective that would align your goals and make you guys a little bit more flexible and considerate of one another, because you guys got a good thing going. Well, I'm no expert, I'm just saying what I see. And that's where it ends tonight, guys. I cannot wait to unpack what the commitment ceremony will be like for us, because it's the final commitment ceremony. These guys are going to be either staying together or leaving to go make the decision for, whatever happens next. So we'll see how this goes and progresses for them. We are on the last lap of the show of the season 10, and thank you so much for riding the course with me. And I guess a few more episodes will definitely bid farewell to season 10 of Married at First Sight. Until I come on here to run the commentary for the commitment ceremony, the final commitment ceremony, stay safe and stay focused. Thank you for watching.